Hello everyone, it's Dove here again. So in this video I thought I would go over some of the floor plans that I've drawn up for my Suboverland here. And now that I have the seat out, I could get really good measurements of that area there. And so, I actually first started looking at Suburbans as a rig back in February of 2019, and at that time I found a video. It was Brian, the Vagabond Viking, I think. He had a 1989 Suburban, and he totally gutted it and took measurements of it. And so this was what I wrote down based on his floor plan. So these measurements in here, that's what he measured at. So like from wheel well to wheel well, he got 50 inches, and I got 49 inches when I measured, because all of my panels are still on and everything. So that's everything in parentheses. Those were all the measurements that I took. And so that was getting really messy. And so when I was showing you guys the measurements in the last video, I had rewritten it so that it didn't look so bad. But yeah, initially I thought I was going to take the passenger seat and turn it around and be able to lean it back and use that as my bed. And that didn't work because of the bolt pattern on the seat and everything. And also the seat doesn't recline back far enough for me. I did sleep in it on the way back from Idaho, but it was just not very comfortable. And so these first diagrams, that was when I was initially considering turning that seat around. And OT, that was an ottoman, and that was a TV tray, a table that I was going to use, and that was my toilet, and that was the washing machine that I don't think I'm going to bring with me. I do have a little washing machine that I like a lot, but it's going to take up too much space. And so I was just jotting down ideas of where I'd put the refrigerator and the refrigerator, or the kitchen and the refrigerator. And I've been measuring everything, like all of my belongings. I've taken measurements of everything I can think of. Well, this isn't everything. I've still got more. But here on the back side, this is when I brought it home. So this month I started a new floor plan when I realized that I had to take out that front seat. And so this would be with the bed up there, going all the way from the dashboard all the way back here, and all the stuff that you see there, that's all the stuff that I would have underneath the bed. And these little blocks, those are my water jugs, those blue square things that you probably saw in my traveling videos if you watched any of those. Those are 2.5 gallon, and so I think I can either get 6 or 9 there, depending on the flooring and how much I have to raise it up and all that kind of good stuff. So I mean, I can write it out on paper and measure it out all I want, but until I actually bring all my stuff out here and start placing it, I'm not going to really know whether all this is going to fit or not. But for right now, this is how I have it. Actually, I tried it both ways, This was my mock-up. If I would have put the bed back here, it would have gone from back here up to there, and it would have had to overhang into that area. And I guess I was okay with that bit of overhang, but then when I thought about me actually getting out of bed, I would have to scooch off the bed that way, or roll out of bed this way and come out this way. And if I would do that, which is what I would really need to do, because I don't think I'd want to scooch out of bed like that. I mean, I know I can, but I just don't really want to. So I would have to flip myself out of bed here, and that would take up space, If the bed came up to here, I would need at least the width of me, or maybe a little bit more. And I figured that'd be about 20 inches. I actually measured the inside of my office chair to get that number, and it was 20 inches. Well, that would leave me with only 6 inches right here for any kind of cabinetry or storage unit or anything like that. And there's just no way. That's why I've got the big nope, because that's just not going to work. I could have put the refrigerator up there and built out, you know, some kind of cabinetry or platform right there that I could have used maybe for cooking, and then my toilet right there. But that was the killer right there. That would have been so much wasted space that I can't see it happening. So I'm pretty sure the bed's going to go up here, and that's just going to have to be how I manage it. And the one big item that I am actually building this whole thing around is my clam shelter, because that bad boy is 65 inches long. So even putting it back here, it's going to extend over into that area there. But there's nothing I can do about it. Since it's 65 inches, it won't fit this way, because that's only 60 inches. So I have to put it here. I can't put it up on the roof. I'm going to be getting a roof basket and all that, but it's just way too heavy for me to be lugging around up on top of the roof. So I've got that at 65 by 15 by 9. And so the only practical thing for me to do is to put it back here. And I can put it on, you know, either side. I first sketched it out over here, but I think I might have enough room if I do it right and I build all this correctly. That excess space could probably carry over maybe underneath my bed. I'm not sure. That might not work. I might have to put it over here where I initially had it. But I also have a bamboo table that folds up that can fit into the little nook right next to it. And so this would just be on the first level. That would be right down here. And if I take the 9 inches, because the 15 by 9 can go either way depending on how I'm sitting the clam, you know, because it's in that big box or the big bag. And so if I sit it with the 9 inches going up, that would be about 10 inches. And so that's about here. So I do have more space. I don't want to pile up too much over here, because when I'm driving, I don't want that to become any kind of blind spot. So I can't really take much up over that window there. I need to keep it lower. But over here, because when I'm driving and I turn around and look, I can bring, you know, practically I can go up quite a ways with whatever shelving or whatever I'm using, because that won't create a blind spot for me when I'm driving. So I can probably build out a box. What I was thinking, because I've got a lot of stuff to stick in here, and so I made even more notes. Where am I here? So that's the back view as I'm looking in from the back door. And so I could put the clam there on the floor with the tent, or the table, and then above it build out more cabinetry that would have like one of those big sliding drawers that I could just, you know, pull out the back and access what I need. Or I can, you know, flip it upwards, like have a storage unit that flips up so that I can access the stuff inside. And then that would leave me with this whole space here that if I was clever enough and I did it right, I could make this whole thing so that everything slid out one way or the other. So if I was in here and like that's my toilet, I wanted to put it under the bed, and then when I need it to either just sit on it or to use it, I just pull it out into this area right here. It's going to be really tight, but if I'm sitting here on my bed perhaps, or you know, right there. If I do it cleverly enough, I can make it so that it'll pull out that way. And then this back space, I can make it so that it'll pull out that way. Because I still have to make room for food, my dishes, my clothes, my books, the buckets that I use for washing my hair. I've got a couple chairs that I have to carry around, my table, my cot hammock, which I think that can go in a cargo box up on the roof. So hopefully I can find a roof rack basket that's really, really heavy duty, because I want to put like truck toolboxes up there. I don't really like the Thule carriers because they're kind of domed, and I don't think they're actually they're not using the space as much as I would want. I'd rather have something square, even though I know that that would cut down on my gas mileage even more. But I've got to make room for a lot of stuff, and so that's just my initial thoughts here. I took the measurements of the roof so that I could see how big of a basket that I can get. But this diagram right here, that's looking forward right here, and so the bed would be right there, and I was thinking about putting the refrigerator right here, and then the jackery right here next to it, and then the toilet would be under the bed right here, and then I could pull it out to right there to use it. And so that's what this diagram is looking at. And I just don't want to waste any square inches at all. And so that refrigerator is only 20 inches tall, and when I open it, it's 33. Well, that area right there is 44 or 45 inches. And so if I just set it there on the floor, I would lose like 10 inches of headspace. It would be wasted space. And see, it's 24 inches wide, and so it would extend over this way. And so I'm going to have to build that area up and make a platform for it anyways, just so that it fits right there, and because it won't fit down into that low area. And so I thought, well, if I have to build a platform for it anyways, I might as well make a drawer under there to lift that and then make that actual usable space, and then I would still have enough room to open the refrigerator. Again, I don't know how well this is all going to work, but on paper it sounds good. And so if I just make that drawer come all the way out to the end of the console, this would be the console behind the jackery, and so that would boost my jackery up a little bit and take my refrigerator up. I think it could work. I mean, it sounds good, it looks good. But yeah, I need 15 inches for the bed platform, and then I figured on about 5 inches for one of those foam mattresses, so it would be 20 to 21 inches altogether tall, and then that would put me about in line with the console and the jackery. So if I'm laying here, I can swing out this way out of bed and be down into my low spot pretty easily. But that's going to be a tight squeeze, so I'm not quite sure if it's going to work. But I just wanted to show you my initial drawings and my initial ideas. If you guys have any great ideas, please let me know, because I'm not a designer and I'm not a carpenter, and I don't know how I'm going to do this. But I'll get it figured out. Thanks for coming along, guys. I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye.